Now, it's the shocking Netflix documentary which showed how a group of amateur online detectives managed to bring down a notorious murderer and animal killer.
Yes, extraordinary. Now, this is daytime TV, so we won't say the name of the exact documentary. Just so, for us, we're calling it Don't Mess with Cats. Since appearing in its series back in 2019, Deanna Thompson has been one of the biggest names in true crime.
Yeah, she'll be telling us more next. But first, let's take a look back at this terrifying documentary series.
Deanna joined us now. Deanna Thompson, morning. So good to have you with us. I mean, you just got into town. Really appreciate you turning straight up here.
Thank you.
I mean, it's kind of one of the big hits of kind of streaming over the last couple of years. I mean, you're here for the UK's first CrimeCon event, which I know will be massive.
Yes,
so, you know, thanks for coming for that, which is this Saturday and Sunday at the Leonardo Royal Hotel in London. But how did you first become involved with this? And let's go back to 2010 when this whole ordeal started. What?
Right. So, I mean, I'm just sitting in my living room. I think I was on Facebook and I saw a video somebody had shared and I watched it thinking it was like a cute cat video because it starts kind of out that way. And it took a very dark turn very quickly. And my blood sort of boiled because I could tell the person that made this video was like, I'm going to get away with this, and this is going to be a game of catch and mouse. You know, I just knew I had to get involved immediately. So
how do you get involved immediately? Because most people will call the police, right? And then...
Well, I mean, that's the question. Who do you call?
Yeah.
Exactly.
What do you do?
Who do you call? You don't know where it happened. You don't know where it was filmed. You don't know. So those are the questions that I wanted answers to. So I just started searching, you know, for information about the video. And
so what, you took like little things you saw in the... Right. Okay.
Yeah, you take little things that you see about the video and you throw them into a Google search. And it brought me to a forum that was discussing it that had been formed like an hour prior.
Right.
And so I just joined that forum and just started talking and with the people that were also kind of in the same situation that I was, that wanted to find answers. Yeah.
Now, obviously, you saw the whole video. I watched the documentary, and I didn't see the whole video because obviously you don't show it. But it's still horrific hearing the sound of what happened to the two kittens. It's absolutely awful. I was actually mortified because the producer who told me to watch it hadn't even warned me about watching it. So I was like,
oh no.
He's a very good producer. It's not like giving the guy too much of a hard time.
I mean, as you went along, you obviously didn't know who this person was. And then, did you just think, I want to find this killer. I want to find who this is.
I wanted to find him, and I wanted him to, or her. We didn't know. I mean, the person's face was totally hidden. It could have very easily been a woman. So I just wanted to get to the bottom of this. And the more you get involved in something like this online, the more invested you become. Sure. Because, okay, I've spent this many hours on this so far. I need to see this through.
How did you ID him?
He ID'd himself. Let's make that clear. He ID'd himself.
So you think he wanted to be found out?
1,000,000%.
So he's a proper... I mean, do you think he wanted to get caught?
No. He wanted to be chased.
So proper narcissistic.
Absolutely. He wanted to be chased.
Okay, so when did he ID himself to you? So people have...
So in the documentary, my partner, John Green, who's in the documentary with him and I, we kind of separated ourselves from that main forum. And that main forum had been kind of IDing somebody else and accusing somebody else. And John Green and I were like, no, it's not that person, it's not that person, because of X, Y, and Z. Well, right when they were identifying somebody else is when we got the message that, hey, the guy's name you're looking for is Luca Magnotta.
So you go to the police then?
We do,
and
right.
Then what happens?
We go to the police in Ontario because that's where his residence was, Ontario, Canada. And they were just kind of like, well, we can't really prove that it happened or was filmed in Ontario, Canada. So we kind of have to wait and see.
And they're confined by those kind of...
Yeah, you know, I mean, the cops have like a very narrow set of parameters that they can arrest somebody by or even go talk to them. So, but he kept releasing videos. He kept releasing.
He was enjoying this, wasn't he?
He was enjoying it, and he kept on hinting that he was going to move on to humans.
Well, this is the thing, right? So he then obviously takes this step.
Right.
By this point, you've done enough research, and you know, he's showing these characteristics that this might extrapolate, and he might end up killing a human. How are you telling people about that? And who's listening?
Nobody.
Even the police?
No, the police are definitely not listening. He came here to London, and he met with Alex West of The Sun, and wrote Alex West an email saying, thanks for the visit, I'm going to move on to humans now. Alex West and The Sun took that to Scotland Yard, and Scotland Yard was like, you know, this is internet hoo-ha. This is just internet, you know, whatever. And back in 2010, when you're calling the police saying, listen, I've got an IP address, I've set up a honeypot, I know, they're kind of like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
You know, I mean, this is not a dig at the police. This is just how things were.
Yeah.
They don't know.
So,
and also, anyone could say, I'm going to...
Yeah,
so
the way that we're approaching things now is the internet is the new crime scene. And the law enforcement agencies have really been just kind of like thrown, this has just been kind of thrown at them.
So they're playing catch up.
Right, they need to play catch up, and I mean, that's very difficult for them to do.
Yeah.
For me, when it took a sinister turn, when he actually found out who you was, and he also found out where you worked, didn't he? At that point, that was the point you thought, oh my goodness, this is getting serious.
Right, well, the documentary doesn't make this clear, but this all happened within the period of a couple weeks. He found out where I worked, and then he killed a person within a couple of weeks. So, yeah, when I saw that, I mean, and then he killed somebody. I was just like, oh my God, I'm in trouble. I'm in actual trouble.
Yeah.
Like this has jumped off of the screen into my real life.
My life, yeah.
So every time you go out, every time you go to work,
when he was on the run, when he was on the run after he was finally wanted, yeah, I got security at work, was, you know, with me, I had to check in with surveillance. I work in a casino. I had to check in with surveillance when I got there, check in when I left. They had to walk me to my car. Yeah, I mean, it was a big deal. It was a big deal.
So frightening.
So when do you hear he's been detained and
I was sleeping when it happened because, you know, I'm in the States and he was arrested in Berlin in the daytime. So I woke up to, you know, joyous celebration of text messages from friends all over the world telling me to watch this video. So I watched the video. And that's when I see all those German, you know, bad police walking in, just, and they just arrested him and took him away. It was the best day ever.
So do the police look at you now and would come for you for help now?
I don't know.
They should. I think they should.
I mean, I don't think they can.
What's the because you've gone on to solve other cases, haven't you?
Yes, we've done several other cases since then, and the other cases that we've done, we've actually solved. Like in 2 or 3 days, they've been solved.
Yeah.
But they're cases that the police don't really investigate. You know, the police don't have the time and the resources to look at every single animal that's getting hurt. You know, online. There's so many of them, because so many of these people just want attention. So we don't give them attention. We don't talk about it. We just do what we got to do and
then you hand it over to, then they get prosecuted in some way, shape or form.
Right.
I mean, it almost sounds comical that he was looking up himself.
Yes, he was
online,
a narcissist, to your point earlier.
As he got arrested.
He was looking at pictures of himself online.
See?
So he was enjoying
There's a moral there.
Do you ever
Don't Google yourself, kids.
I always worry. Did you ever worry to the fact that maybe you actually doing this was making him do more?
The irony was not lost on me. Yeah, even doing the documentary, we were like,
he's going to love this.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
This is exactly what he wants. But the main goal of doing the documentary was to have these kinds of talks so that we can talk more about, you know, the warning signs of somebody who's going to kill somebody. Like and then there's the serial killer, like triad, the wetting the bed, the killing the animals, the setting fires, things that you can look for in adolescents and even young adults to be wary of, you know, you might have a problem on your hands. And these are things that nobody talks about.
Deanna, how's your life changed? You're still doing the same job, aren't you? You know,
yeah, I mean, nothing's changed. Except
well, you're here in England.
Everything's
You're on the telly.
Right, yeah, I'm on television sometimes. My friends still make fun of me all the time. I still have the same job, and nothing's really changed. I'm able to do things like this, which is awesome. But my day-to-day life has not changed at all.
And tell us about this CrimeCon UK. I mean,
CrimeCon.
It's this Saturday and Sunday, the Leonardo Royal Hotel in London. Are you any idea what to expect? I mean, it's just going to be like a lot of Q&As?
This is my second speaking at CrimeCon. This is the first one in the UK, though. And CrimeCon is a convention of law enforcement agencies, true crime fans,
God, sounds great.
Psychologists, criminologists, forensic specialists, podcasters, Netflix people, people who are in the true crime genre.
Yeah.
And they're just, it's a weekend of talking about open cases, solved cases, it's just, and everybody at CrimeCon just cares so much.
Yeah.
They want to get some sort of justice on some open cases and whatnot. So when you go to CrimeCon, it's just like a big hug.
Oh, it's so interesting.
It's wonderful. I'm very excited. I'm so happy to be a part of it.
Well,
It's at the Leonardo Royal Hotel this weekend, Sunday and Saturday, CrimeCon UK.
CrimeCon.co.uk.
Thanks, Deanna.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me.
We love you.
So interesting.
Well
Thank
done.
you.
What a thing to do.
Yeah, thank you.